You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the July 22nd meeting for the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Convention and Visitors Bureau. Can we have the roll call, please?
Laura Krantz.
Here.
Adam Konechny.
Here.
Martha King. Pat Harris.
Here.
Becky Greenlaw.
Here.
Don Babcock.
Yellen.
Mike Sykes.
Here.
Diane Gonzalez.
Present.
Rich Grammarosa.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much for that. Welcome, everybody. It's race time. Yeah, my red shirt's down here. Didn't get the memo, so I'm not ready up, but I'm ready to go. So, do we have any public comments at this time? I'll ask for a motion to approve our minutes that you had to review.
Motion approved.
We have a motion by Rich Grammarosa and a second by Becky Greenlaw. Any discussion, questions, comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Because we have just a few days to our race week, today I'm going to skip my president's report, and I am going to ask Dan, however, to give a report on our strategic action plan. And we're going to try to move through the agenda so we have time to discuss and make sure our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed with things coming up. So, Dan.
Yeah, I'll be brief so we can keep moving through the agenda and focus on the vote race. But if we look on the last time we met, we showed you our business plan report, which tied directly into the business plan. And we talked about, you guys, the board requested a couple things, that instead of just going to, if you could go up one page or go up higher on the page there.
We'll go back page.
Can we go back right there? Is that it? Okay. So under each pillar, we added we just had the completed or ongoing, and then you guys, the board asked for the initials to be added to the bottom so you know who's on the grid, so we've done that. And then for us to put some kind of descriptor for the key accomplishments. So I went back through and went through the plan and worked with a few staff members as appropriate. And then we put the key accomplishments, and then that was sent out to you this week. So those two things have been done based on your feedback, and I think it really does add to the strength of
The key acknowledgements, the narrative that you added is great. I went through at it on my computer and just went through, and it does help a lot with explaining what it's one thing to look at the little grid and see what's been done, but a little bit more about it.
I get it, yeah.
Great job.
So we'll do that on an ongoing basis, and yeah, I think we've got a good, if you like where we're at there.
Any other board comments about the key acknowledgements or key accomplishments, right?
I like the breakout too. I would, in the future at some point, I would love to understand a little bit more under each one of the key accomplishments. Not necessarily, you get 6 or 7 under each pillar. That would take, 5 or 6, half a day to go through. But there could be a couple of these things that may be worth some more, we might make a comment at one meeting and then ask you to give us more info at the next meeting kind of thing. Because there's a couple in here that I'm certainly interested in. I'm sure there's other board members that have similar questions. But it's a really great summary. I love the organization. And frankly, I'm so glad we have it because it really gives structure to what we're trying to do. So great job.
Thanks. Yeah, we can certainly focus on certain ones, maybe from meeting to meeting, and add to it.
Sure.
Go ahead, Dan.
No.
That's it? Oh, okay. All right. Well, next up, we have our treasurer's report. Becky?
Okay. For June 2025,
Total accounts payable was $145,710.13. Total payroll, $69,090, for a grand total of $214,800.13. We will also pass the statement of financial position, the profit and loss budget performance, and the June bank reconciliations.
Yeah. All right, you had a chance also to review the treasurer's report, so I'll ask for a motion for approval.
I so move.
We have a motion by LaPorte and a second by Sykes. Any discussion, questions? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next, that brings us right down to you and all the wonderful things that you have going on next week.
Good. I'm trying to catch up here. You're moving at warp speed here. Gail sent me a note, wanted me to update you. If you notice on your agenda for the under the roll call, it's laid out different. The law changed and requires us to, on all of our posting of our meetings, to post your appointing authority and your term of office. So we've started doing that, and it's just a formal thing. Laura, anything to say on that? Or
No, perfect.
yeah, we worked with Laura on making
It's an easy task.
that we made the proper adjustments on all of our postings. Amy had to do a couple things different on the website, and we got it all cleaned up. Gail, any more to say on that?
Covers it, the act simply asks for disclosure of appointing authority and term of appointed public officials. So it's across the board of communities.
Yeah, I will add one thing. It's just so that the information is easily accessible for anybody who's looking. It makes good sense, so.
So, I'm going to really condense our report today because we want to spend most of the time talking about the race and making sure you all know exactly what's coming down there. So, there was one other item that, believe it or not, things happened besides the race. There are a couple of other things. We had a great meeting with third-party partners in Michigan City. And Brett or Dan, one of you guys want to give an update on where that went, please?
Yeah, so we've had it in our goal for, I guess, before Jack last couple of years to try to form a third-party committee with our short-term rental partners. And had an opportunity when the city, Michigan City convened their short-term rental partners and the people who own houses around them to come and discuss issues on both the resident side and the short-term rental owner side. And there was a good listening session that covered 2 months apart. Well, when I was there, it became very clear there were 3 or 4 or 5 short-term rental owners that were real vocal, I thought really good leaders. And so I went through and recruited them, and then Dale was there for the first one, and Chris, and then Brett came to the second one, and we worked to try to use that as an opportunity to get to know those short-term rental owners and get up to speed with some of the issues. It was a really good opportunity. As a result, we identified, reached out and asked them to be part of our new committee to have a listening session, exchange information. They agreed to join it. We had it last week, and it was, Rich and Connie were there. I'd let Rich talk a little bit about it too. But we really had great representation. As it turns out, we had roughly half of the short-term rental properties represented at the board we put together, over 225, 230, somewhere in that range. So they were management companies, like Beach Walk and other management companies, 3 of those entities. Short-term rental owners, we asked the city, Michigan City, Councilman Greg Coulter, he's the one that started, so he showed up for the first hour. And we scheduled it for an hour and a half, and at an hour and a half, that I said, look, we said it was gonna be an hour and a half long. We had an agenda, we followed the agenda. You're welcome to stay. Everybody stayed for another half hour, 40 minutes, and then people were meeting out in front afterwards. So it's really turned out to be a very worthwhile endeavor. We're gonna continue meeting. Brett's doing a great job with the follow-up, and then he's gonna eventually take over be the point person on this, along with, we'll all stay.
Was that just a structural meeting, or did you have any discussion topics?
Yeah, we had discussion, it was structural in nature, of course, to begin, introductions, get to know everybody, hear their backgrounds. We talked about our bureau and what our role and what we do with the funds that we receive from the short-term rental and how we put it back into their community largely. And then we talked about our role that we can play and can't play in this discussion, plans going forward. And then we kind of let the conversation go where it went because of topics that were brought up. We had the topics thought through for over the course of the rest of this year and into next. So we had the broad topics we knew we wanted to discuss. And the topics that were discussed organically centered on one of those. And so it really seemed like the idea of joint marketing efforts together showed up number one. Advocacy and government affairs for protection of the short-term rental industry was right up there with what people wanted to talk on, probably will both be on the agenda for the next meeting. And then just general information exchange and just get to know each other was probably the third. So,
As we move towards having that summit, they could probably get a lot out of participating in that also, some sort of way, so that they understand their role in helping the community to understand.
Yeah, there was a lot of really sharp business people in that room, and they're really. I'm just thrilled with the turnout. I think we had 12 different entities represented, and then again, half the rentals and stuff. Brent, I don't know if you and Rich want to say anything beyond that, or Chris or Dale.
I would say, just like you said, we had a great representation of the ownership and management of these VRBOs is really concentrated. I think probably 3 of them represented over 200 that were at the meeting. Didn't quite realize the reach of Boardwalk. It's a group of like 4 different management entities that goes together. They manage over, 183 properties.
Yeah.
And a lot of them go into Porter County on some too, so they represent more than that in Northwest Indiana, but we had them identify what they had here in LaPorte County. And one of the biggest things, they asked us for a few things that we're not really the entity to provide those, but like a starter packet, possibly for VRBO owners, like a best practices type situation.
Yeah.
And also they talked to us a lot about, just like the hoteliers and Jack's Credo heads and beds, when they need the most help, like they don't really need our help in the summer for the most part. They need it November through April. That's their big time.
Rich, anything to add?
I don't have anything further. Anything covered.
Sounds like the group has high energy, so you want to make sure you grab onto that.
Yeah, the whole team did a great job all through it. Chris and Dale big in it. Brett did a good job of really, after the meeting got kicked off, of giving good responses back and about the role of the CVB and how our funds are used. So it's just a really great team effort by everybody on our team.
Thank you.
So just to comment, if you don't mind, obviously this is a critical opportunity for us to show some leadership and be involved. I mean, it's almost a third of our budget in that range. And I've seen many communities where this is unmanaged. It just gets very political and very intense, and a lot of pushback. And so I'm glad we're involved and keeping it in a positive realm. This is a big part of attraction to our community. If you want to have people come to our community, they got to have some place to stay.
Right.
And we need a number of options relative to staying here. And to the extent we can help them be even more professional in terms of how they approach their rentals or leases, whatever they are, as well as our communication with elected officials and other community people. I think I'm glad we're there, so thank you.
Yeah, when you said about the best practices, I think that's just spot on.
Exactly.
Because that's what we really need them to be.
Yeah, and I think the key thing, and this is brought up, we're kind of on both sides of this. Like, we obviously want the visitor economy to grow and be strong, and the economic impact these visitors make to all of our small businesses and businesses of all sides, and to the city of Michigan City is unquestionable. But we also are about quality of life.
Right.
So we have the residents that have concerns about what, maybe some noise we take those very seriously as well. And we're not just looking at it from one side. And the people that were sitting around the table, the one thing that came out consistently at the meetings that the city convened and ours is that they don't like it when visitors come in town and short-term rental and they make noise and cause complaints. Because the good ones don't allow it to happen.
Yeah.
It's a few bad actors, a lot of them are remote owners. And so they do want to work on, as Brett said, best practices to show how you can sniff out people that are going to come to do that and not even rent to them in the first place, because the good ones know how to do that. And then how to deal with it if it happens while they're here. So we're on both sides of this as a bureau, and Jack is very much attuned to wanting us to do that in the bureau.
So it could also be just thinking of it, I love it, us helping manage that, because that is so critical. The other thing that would be of value, I think, would be, we go through and we show the benefit of the boat race and other attractions that we do during the year. Is there a way for us, beyond just the revenue that's generated, to show the benefit of Airbnb in our county? To have a number in terms of, hey, we're lucky we have this. All these people that are coming to our community. I mean, the simple thing would be if we had the number of people that rent Airbnbs over the year, and you multiply it times 100 or 150 or whatever it is.
That sounds like a Robbie question, right?
Yeah, we have that, we can show that.
So it'd be, I think, to the extent you could get that out in a meeting, whether it's, I don't know how many millions it is, it's in the millions of dollars. But to have that number would be, it's part of the elevator speech, so.
Yeah, that's a great point, yeah.
All right.
Just one thing to add though, Pat, one of the big things going toward, you were just talking with Don, was there's several realtors in this group as well. It seems to be very common for realtors to split their time between either managing videos or selling them, et cetera. And one of the big complaints you'll hear from a lot of municipalities is about the raising, or not necessarily municipalities, but citizens, is that you're raising the cost of housing by these businesses competing. And it was very, I would say, unanimous from the realtors that houses are being sold now for what they're worth. It's not an artificially inflated market anymore, like due to the demand of people buying VRBOs. Whether that situation is peaked or leveled off or whatever, the rising housing costs isn't necessarily related to having VRBOs in the community.
So you're saying that the VRBOs isn't driving it higher, it's more or less evened
That's
out?
what we were told at the meeting by.
Well, that's good information too, because I mean,
Yeah, that's absolutely important.
Because I know that information is out there and it's not necessarily accurate. I guess.
So it's not been substantiated.
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay. Anyone else have any comments?
All right, good deal. Well, so moving on, we got a couple other updates. Gregory, I'm sure you want to say something about Lake Fest, maybe, for us?
Yeah, so to start, we had the Hinder concert this past Friday, which was a really great show. It was impacted, there was a couple other concerts that were outdoors, so we didn't get quite the attendance that we wanted to, but for the show itself, it was fantastic. The Hinder puts on a really strong showing. For Lake Fest this weekend, we have a full gamut of events. Starts with the Friday Night Live on Friday night. That will be at Fox Park from 6 to 10 p.m. And then Saturday, there's a Clear Lake craft market and a 5K in the morning. And then obviously the headliner will be in the evening, and then the opener will start, the first opener will start at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday. And then there will be fireworks at 8:40 on Saturday. So it'll be a packed schedule of events on Saturday. And then we go into Sunday and we have Beach and Brews, which is a brew fest with cornhole tournament, kayaking, and there will be Fiesta del Lago at Fox Park. So the Beach and Brews will be at Stone Lake. So full schedule of events. I'll be running all over the place. If you see me out there, just yeah.
Adam, anything to add to that, please?
No, just a full weekend full of stuff. I think it's probably going to be the best lineup we've ever had as far as events, and really good fun family day on Saturday at Stone Lake with all kinds of stuff with the kids and family, and then more of a I guess Sunday fun day, kind of adult day on Sunday with the cornhole and the brew fest and live music and bars and good stuff. So yeah, we're excited. It's coming to close.
Yeah, busy time, great times. So Amy, you want to give us a marketing update, please?
Sure. So everyone should have in front of them a second quarter marketing report. I wanted to pass that out. This is April through June, just an overview. You guys can peruse it, but I wanted to focus in on the X Insurance Great Lakes Grand Prix promotion because through July, much of this has continued. As far as radio advertising, the ESPN 1000 campaign is continuing through August 3rd. We have several commercials, ads, banner ads on their website and so on. There's a lot going on through that campaign. Our local radio stations are continuing to promote as well. There was a team of us on WIMS yesterday. If you want to play it back, go to our Facebook page. Just don't focus in on me because the camera was right there. I watched it and I was a little bit like, oh gosh, I forgot about that camera. Jack was also on WCOE promoting the race yesterday. As far as print advertising goes, we placed a full page ad in the Beecher and half page ads in the Herald Dispatch as well as the Harbor Country News, which I will pass around. It's basically the schedule. There you go. You guys can take a look at that. If you have any questions about that, you can let me know. Digital promotion continues as well. Again, basically all of this the same things that we had going through April through June are continuing on the website, GreatLakesGrandPrix.com. If you're interested in the schedule, we've been updating that. The races themselves have changed a bit. So we keep, again, like I said, we're just updating all the time. So social media, follow our Facebook page. Posting, boosting, Timeless Aerial Photography is doing the same thing. We have an agreement with them. Again, I know I've told you guys in the past, he has thousands and thousands of followers on all of his social channels. He's a huge partner of ours and we so appreciate it. He's also working with a lot of the TV stations to try to get some live coverage. And I also sent out media kits to all the TV stations as well to get some live coverage. So we're teaming up on that, working through that. Dig the Dunes, they have a newsletter feature going out tomorrow if anybody's gets their newsletter, and they'll also share that on their social, and they have thousands of followers as well. So just a lot of influencer type sharing that we've got going on, which is great. Our local partners, the chambers, EDCs, everybody's picked up on it. Michigan City Special Events as well. They've been doing a lot of promotion too. So we've got a lot going. We're hoping, we know that Jack's always in charge of the weather, so we're going to have great weather and we're going to have thousands of people out there all week long.
Not all of us. I gotta have a sneak peek.
I know, we looked before the meeting today, so.
Yeah, thank you, Amy. So, we thought it'd be appropriate to put the race schedule up and walk through some things with you all, just to make sure that you know about a couple things that aren't published on the public schedule, and also get an idea of some of the new stuff. So I'll try to generalize a couple things, but Scott and Chelsea and I will jump in as we go down through the schedule and just kind of tag team this and throw in updates. I will say, as you're looking through the week schedule, I can alert you to some stuff. We've got flyovers on both Saturday and Sunday. Scott will touch base on that, but that's all locked in. On both days, the veterans will be, LaPorte County veterans from the VFW, Chris has got them lined up to ride the world's fastest pontoon in the Pace boat going down. They'll have appropriate flags and acknowledgement of who they are. And then the pontoon is actually gonna go through the Pace thing with them, come back, drop them off, and then they're gonna come back and do the challenge, right, Chelsea, where the pontoon's gonna do a challenge. We're not allowed to do a race for insurance purposes. We're in front of the VIPs, the pontoon and a smaller class offshore boat are going to do a drag race right in front of us.
And some guys in a kayak.
Excitement. Yeah. So that's new this year. We've got a turbine boat coming for show, not only in the water, but they're going to be in the block party and shoot flames out for the kid. That's the big thing. Scott and Chelsea were able to see them at a race a couple weeks ago, and we were able to get that here. I found out last night, this morning, maybe early from Chelsea, that VIP sales have doubled.
Yeah, so amount-wise, we've almost doubled our sales on the revenue that we've brought in this year. We did raise the prices a little bit this year for the first time, but so that does kind of help us a little bit there, but we're still getting tons of people purchasing. We decided to keep them open. We are pretty much out of Thursday tickets. So that is kind of a little bit limited on how many people were technically allowed to fit in that Sunset Grill, but we're still good for Saturday and Sunday, at least for right now. So
When you say technically, no, I'm just
So that's a whole different way she phrased that to me. It was a whole lot different. Would you say we were close just now?
So Thursday.
Now you have to tell me a number.
I do a poll of all of the tickets each week, which is how we send them through the mail, and then we've stopped sending them through the mail, so now they're gonna be picked up at the events. So if I add everything for the next week, we are out of Thursday tickets.
Okay, now she still cleaned that. The numbers she sent me were, we were hundreds over. I'm not even gonna tell you what level of hundred that we were over. It was between 4 and 6.
Look at the exact number, he keeps talking.
That's a good problem to have. So I'll give you an answer on that. Yeah, with Chelsea, we are cutting it off to sales today.
At least Thursday.
Yeah,
I think we can discuss the Saturday, Sunday, but
Yeah.
Thursday.
Well, the good thing about the event there, because I love that event too, is that people are coming and going, so even though you're over, they may not all be there at the same time.
The I guess issue that we're running into is we have so many more race teams coming, which, X Insurance brings 100 people with them alone. So it's gonna be extra full this year with those race
And
teams.
how many bartenders? That's it.
Yeah.
Good question, Don.
So as we go down through the schedule, some of this stuff will be relevant to you. What else did I miss on the block party, Chelsea? You want to just alert them to anything, Scott, on the flyover, anything to add to that?
The flyover, I was actually in touch with the flight team yesterday. Got a hold of Dale, we're nailing down the exact time that they're gonna be flying over. They're gonna give us about a 10 to 15 second window between the end of the national anthem and just wrapping up the national anthem. He sent me an email this morning with their flight path. Looks like they're gonna fly east to west, parallel with the VIP tent, loop around the lake, and then head south right over the VIP tent as everything's wrapping up. So, and he did mention that they may do a little bit of a show afterwards. That'll last about 10, 15 minutes. And they'll do that both days, Saturday and Sunday, and then they're gonna do a flyover for the block party Saturday night.
And folks love that type of stuff, so that's great work with that. So just a couple other items. We're gonna have 2 locations that we're gonna be working out of the CVB. The traditional place is the information tent up in the vendor area, you're all familiar with that. That's still gonna be there, but we're gonna have to share most of that tent with our vendors, because we're not allowing our vendors to bring their vehicles up and congest things. And so we'll man that just for the information schedules and the selling of the official race t-shirts. Everything else is gonna be moved into an official CVB race headquarters, which is going to be over in the lot by Sunset Grill, right next to the red gate that opens up where WHM sets all the time. That we'll have a very visible race headquarters tent there. We'll be right there with a trailer, and then RWO, our promoters, will be right next to us. As Chelsea let the cat out of the bag, we got more race teams than we got space. I called Angie up last night and I said, well, is it too late to adjust a couple of the meetings at Blue Jet, because the awards banquet and the reception, because we're gonna set the record for race teams at any offshore event in modern time. There's no doubt about it. Key West, everywhere. It's everybody's coming. All the classes. I think we've doubled our number of vendors. We raised the vendor fee this year, which was a long time coming. And so we're going to see a significant impact on the sale of VIP, the sale of vendor space, and the overall sale of sponsorships. Significant. It's finally going to be able to look at it and see it move the needle a little bit, which is going to be really good. It's been a while since we've kind of hit that. So moving down through the schedule, and Chelsea, Scott, please jump in here. I'm just going to, just for order of time, I'm going to try to move it quick. So we've got the Monday night, we're doing a reception for our local volunteers, our partners, our first responders. And the board is absolutely welcome to join us on Monday night at Burnham. We'd love to have you there. Anything on that? Any discussion on that? Tuesday, we go into Logan's party. This was something that Chelsea needs to take all the credit for. Her and Scott and I were huddling trying to figure out how to get the OPA group, which is the group that had left us, that we'd asked them to leave. They have a significant following, and because of all the politics, we didn't want to lose them. So the Logan's race team happens to be very much integrated into that group. So we decided, well, heck, let's do a benefit, because one, we really like the Logan family. We like what they do. The young man has some challenges, and so they've got a nonprofit set up where they can accept fundraising. So we're doing a benefit for them, and it's going to be right there at the zoo. Chelsea, want to hit on that quick?
Yeah, so it'll be from noon to 4. From noon until 2, we're gonna do Logan's favorite, a taco lunch bar at the pavilion across from the zoo. And then from noon until 4, you'll be able to get access into the zoo. Last admission is at 3. So just kind of combining those. We'll get to hear from Logan. We'll give him a microphone, even though his mom says not to. And let him say whatever he wants to say, and just kind of have a little party for him this year. He did turn 18 and he graduated high school this year, so it's a perfect year to throw something for him.
And hopefully we'll have a little bit of money to put towards the cause after we get done with it. There's really no expenses to it. And we've sent out quite a bit of information on this to different groups, especially groups that work with challenged youth in that community. So hopefully we'll get some attendance for that. Any questions on that? Moving on to what's next. Wednesday morning, we'll be setting up our race headquarters first thing. And of course the golf outing. Brett, want to touch on the golf outing, please?
It's going to be a resounding success. We have one opening for a golf team if ever anyone's interested. I have it on a tentative hold right now, but haven't had a confirmation yet, so we may have one opening soon.
And you increase the number of...
We'll have 30 teams. It's going to be bogey max, so it's still going to run pretty fast. We have all our faith in Paul over at the Michigan City Municipal Golf Course to keep things moving quickly. For everyone, registration starts at 11 a.m. and shotgun start at 11:56 a.m. And then we'll be doing the after party and award ceremony over at Fidel's. new sponsors this year to help us out with some of these costs include Chick-fil-A here in Michigan City. TJ has volunteered to, or happily donated all the lunches, so everyone will receive a box lunch from Chick-fil-A during registration time. And then LaPorte Seamless Gutter stepped up and given us the sponsorship to help with the cost for the awards and after party.
And the cost per team is,
$500.
and you have sponsors for like the whole sponsors and
We have
long
whole
shots?
sponsors. At this point, if someone's interested in being a whole sponsor, I would prefer that you have your own sign, so Chelsea doesn't. But we could still, if you have your own signage, we could work something out. Absolutely.
And as everyone will recall, that we take a chunk of that money and give it to the first responders, the EMA folks. So they're great partners with us, so that's a cool deal. So the rest of Wednesday, we'll be setting up the information tent while the golf outing's going on. Half of us will be at the park setting up the headquarters and the information tent, getting that moving. We into Thursday yet? I guess we are. Now I know it's still called the ribbon cutting, but we're kind of changing the name to opening ceremonies / ribbon cutting, because this year is going to be a more of a real opening ceremony. Of course, the mayor's going to welcome folks. ESPN, in our contract with them, they're having Yurko, who is the Indiana guy for them. I think he's out of Dyer or somewhere. You guys listen to the station.
Crown Point.
Yeah, Crown Point. He's going to speak. We're going to have several speak. I want to make sure all board members, please get up in the side where the camera's going to catch on. We want you guys all to be recognized when we go through that. And if you see anybody out in the everything for anybody ahead of time that you want us to get up there, make sure you let us know so we can get the right folks up lined up for the ribbon cutting / opening ceremony. It'll be 30 minutes. We're not going to let them start serving in the grill until we're done. Because what's happened in the past, everybody's went up there and started eating and drinking, and the folks, there's nobody left for the opening ceremony.
So what time will the ribbon cutting be?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you don't know yet.
Yeah, so,
5:30.
oh, it's 5:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5:30, and then 5:30, we'll move it right to 6, and then we'll open up the VIP.
All right, thank you.
Hey Jack, I got one other thing. I did get contacted by WSBT yesterday. They want to do some live stuff. They were talking about coming early in the morning for their morning shows, but they wanted to do something that was more interactive and everything. So I suggested that they show up at the VIP opening ceremony Thursday night. Most of the boats will be in by then. I think getting the ceremony on WSBT hopefully gets crowds down there.
That's a great point. Let me interject something for our staff right now. I'm gonna go over this at the staff meeting today, but all media stuff Scott's referring to goes to Amy, okay? So, but that was the perfect day to send them, absolutely. But we got media passes and we gotta register them, and they'll register at the CVB race headquarters. And so we'll just remind all the staff, but all media stuff goes to her, okay? So Thursday, also a crazy day for Chelsea. The health department's there. Our vendors are all set up that day. All the signage is already up. The parking, let's see, what are we missing on Thursday here? Golf carts are delivered Wednesday morning. I'm just reading some of my notes. So what else we got up there? VIP party, of course, we just covered that. So let's into Friday. What's not listed up there is Friday morning, 11 till 9 to 11, is we host an industry brunch at Blue Chip, and it's not a public thing, that's why it's not up there. We'd love all the board members to come, and the purpose of that is to bring together all these factions that we have in the racing industry, and it's going to be, it could be a little awkward this year, but I told them we'd have the Bloody Mary bar and mimosa bar. That usually loosens conversation up, right? So no, we're going to try to play the role of, connector here and peacemaker in the industry. And so I've invited all the factions, come join us for lunch. And so we'd love to have the board to come and join us on that. And that's Friday morning. And the other thing is you do see it up there should be the Friday night. Do we have the racial party up there?
No, because
No.
it's not public.
Because it's not public either,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So Friday night at Blue Chip, at what time, somebody tell me?
7 to 9.
Okay, is a reception for the race team. And it's a heavy hors d'oeuvre reception. I believe it's gonna be above the entrance to the arches to when you walk into, what's that room called up there?
Orleans.
Oh, there I am. Where's it gonna be?
Orleans Ballroom right now, unless you blow those numbers out of the water.
Yeah.
Right now it's on the second floor, so right out in the main pavilion, we'll have signage.
Yeah, I couldn't help but make Angie's night last night. I was, gotta give you some information. And we've done that to her quite a bit lately as far as hotel and everything else, but she handled it really well. She didn't hang up on me or cuss me out. So anyway, that's Friday, and you don't see that on there. And then, of course, the Brewfest. Now, if any of you want to go to Brewfest, you gotta see some of us for tickets, because those are, you have to buy them online, but we get some. So if any of you want to attend the actual Brewfest, who's keeping those tickets? Chelsea, okay. So if you want to attend that Brewfest, don't go pay. We've got some. That was part of our contract, and you guys are welcome to use them. Any questions on the Friday stuff? Did I miss anything, Scott?
I don't think so, Jay.
Okay, going of course then Saturday, everything's just as it lines up there. Everything starts moving quick, the VIP stuff. That's when we'll have the pontoon stuff out there. Well, I tell you, coordinating the anthem, the flyover, the pontoon, all that, and the raising of the flag by the fire department, all that. It's been quite interesting getting all that needed, for sure. So I
I'll
don't.
say something real quick. So I mentioned earlier, some of the race times have changed. It's not a huge deal and not a lot, but GreatLakesGrandPrix.com for updated schedule on that. Everything else is pretty much.
Did you get with Chelsea and find out which?
We're going to.
Okay.
But anyway, just in case you really care about who's racing when, go to the website. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's good stuff. So, Angie, maybe is there a Blue Chip update on the race stuff? And maybe just get that now from there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So yes, we are ready for race week. I think for the most part, to all of the team members that are in this room, if you are staying with us at Blue Chip, please make sure that Chelsea has the correct arrival and departure dates. Because if you show up the day after your reservation was made, I'm not gonna be able to keep your room. So just make sure Chelsea has that information. We can make sure we keep that. Signage, anything around the property, we'll have that all set up. Obviously, we'll be doing the shuttle out of the parking lot. So anything that this crew needs, you all have my cell phone number. We got the bat signal going in between each other, so we're good. But yeah, definitely it's gonna be a great weekend, and certainly we being home based here at Blue Chip is just exciting for us to continue to keep that, hosting that here at Blue Chip, but we are sold out. So I think just for the most part, the shuttle's running, and we'll figure out we'll just have lots of drinks. I don't know if we'll have food, but we'll have lots of Friday and Sunday. Wherever you're gonna, have a table or something, we'll have a seat, so really that's what.
Yeah. Angie's so awesome. We hit her up to some pretty short notice stuff, and she just rolls with the punches. And the new GM is here.
Yeah, I got a new boss. A new boss, hopefully will be joining us on Thursday. I'm gonna grab him and make him come down to the beach with us, and you all can meet him. His name's JC Rieger. He's really cool. Haven't really had too much of interaction with him, but he's getting his feet wet. Brenda's still on our team.
Where's he from?
He from Kansas. He grew up in Nebraska. His parents were farmers. So he's definitely Midwest true and true. Although he kind of looks Irish to me. I always think he's that, but he's in Nebraska. That's where he has. So, but he's been with Boy Gaming for 3 or 4 years. He was the assistant GM at our Kansas property. Before that, he was in Northern California as a GM at a casino property there. So he's kind of relatively new to board gaming. But he and his wife bought a house in LaPorte. Chelsea and Scott bought Brenda's house, so there's lots of them. Mine were blue chip. So he's here, he's on site, he's moved in, he's all set. Brenda will be joining us, he's still here, but Brenda will be departing later this month, so. But it'll be tasty, I'll bring him down to the beach with us.
Yeah, Thursday night for the.
Thursday night for sure, he'll be hanging out, yes.
Is there any tracking on the rest of the hotels throughout Michigan City if they're booked up for the event?
We have, what's the visit? Will we be doing one? No, we're not gonna visit again, are we?
Well, Brett's been going out and
Yeah.
visiting, so.
Are they all booked? They're all booked?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the answer, but yeah, I do. We do the weekly visits, I know they got those off flag for next week, but, so they're all booked, yeah. Rich will probably have overflow into St. Joe and Porter as we, yeah. Well, it looks this year especially. Race teams are doing a really good job finding their own. And we're full for the race teams too. Nobody else can get in, right?
Yeah, for the most part, we are full. We do have some smoking rooms. One or two are popping up if you call, which, so
Yeah.
they're gonna do that, but for me, everything's sold out.
So overall, of course, an awards banquet Sunday night, you're all invited, hopefully you can make it to that.
No, Jack, I'm sorry, can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
Based on Monday night with the Burnham Brewery, hope you all know that they have a small parking lot, so overflow parking is at Blue Chip. So just know, we partner with them, we put up signage for them every weekend. So for the most part, I would say just assume, just to pull in a Blue Chip lot, and it literally is a block walk over, so.
Okay, and just logistically, if you don't know, you might want to stick your head up into the senior center and check that operation out over the weekend. Rob Savy, Scott, Terry Greetham, all of our folks that work in that whole infrastructure scenario, and when you get up there and see how they're going to be set up over the weekend, it's really exciting. To stick your head in, there's a racer meeting Saturday morning and Sunday morning where we're feeding the race team breakfast. They'll be getting physicals up there, and then we'll be going through all the safety aspects of the race. It's really eye-opening to hear that happen. So please, if you're around, that'll start sharp at 8 o'clock Saturday morning for the meeting. Thanks, Scott. Seven physicals, 8. Yeah, 8's meeting, yeah. So, any questions on any of the race stuff? Anything the board needs? Anything you'd like to? I think after the meeting, if you want to talk to Gail or Chelsea about apparel or any of the parking passes or any of the stuff you might need, make sure you do that, please. We'll have extra stuff at the CBB race headquarters. If you get down there and your neighbor shows up and says, "Hey, I didn't get my pass from here," so we should be able to have some there to take care of you. Anything?
Well, it sounds like you guys have a lot, and the board certainly doesn't want to add to any struggles, but definitely communicate with Jack if there's something. That's all. Just encourage the board to do that.
So
And to especially, I go to the awards ceremony every year, and I think for the community to come out and just acknowledge the race teams that won would be really great. So if you can squeeze that into your schedule too, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, we got a little surprise for everybody at the awards ceremony. 16 years now, we've been doing the same program, same monologue. Some of the trophies were even the same year after year. You couldn't even tell what Bill says he could jazz that up for us, right? Where you at, Bill? So we expect some smoke and mirrors and all kinds of different stuff to happen during the award ceremony.
Why does that make me feel kind of?
There'll be some glitz and glamour.
Angie said Mr. Close kind of.
Oh, it didn't come free. Angie sent us a, you sent us, they work at a high level. It's an hour. Oh, that crew you use, I do. Yeah.
Hey, Jack, yeah, Mike just reminded me, we had talked previously about having something that said board member on some of the shirts. Did we ever do anything? Well,
We haven't gotten them yet. We're gonna order those from Cheryl. But yeah, it takes some time to get those ordered, everybody respond, the sizes, that sort of thing. and then
I think the
get them
intent though was to have it for the race, event coming up, wasn't it, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine. Whenever we get it, we get it. You know, we're good. Like I said, we're not trying to add things.
I don't think I even have, I'll have to check my notes. I may not even have everybody's sizes as of yet. So, and we have to order them all at once or else it costs significantly more, so, yeah.
Okay,
Well, I can put pressure on her to
No, we want some help.
I do have some VIP tickets over here for anyone that needs to pick them up. Most of them are already separated, some of them are not yet, but I also have some race t-shirts as well, so come and see me.
Yeah, there you go. Merry Christmas in July, right?
Yeah, there you go.
So I think that gives you, an update on what we're doing today. We concluded this meeting, we have a safety meeting, and then we have a staff meeting back to back to kind of go over all this in more detail, finalize stuff, and then we're ready to rock and roll. We'll be rolling out of here, ready to go. So, any questions on the race or anything at all? Great, good deal. So that, I think, that, because Angie covered blue chip, we didn't put anything to the advisory board, Pat, so I think I'm done.
All right. So, I'm gonna ask, is there any unfinished business at this time? I think we kind of covered a lot of stuff here, so, moving forward, new business. I'm just going to, make this announcement because I just found it out today that Mike Seitz has been given, acknowledged as a lifetime member for is the official name Ag Association or Fair Board?
both.
LaPorte County Ag Association, the fair board that actually runs the fair, not the fairgrounds, but the fair. So he's been given a lifetime membership to that organization. So that's me, it's the only one that they ever get. So he's very special and I think it's very deserving. I've known Mike for a very long time. And I know his commitment to the Ag Association and to LaPorte County and the different communities within LaPorte County. So I'm happy to get that, and I'd like to acknowledge that. Thank you. He deserves it. Thank you. Anybody else have anything? If not, we are adjourned. Our next meeting will be August 26th, 2025, and we'll see you all next week at our wonderful event.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.